Allison coming back to you with another video. This is actually my what I eat in a day pregnancy version for you. This is basically just walking through my day and showing you different things that I'm eating, whether it's a snack, whether it's breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and even showing you some recipes that I use, some things that I do just to get things out of the way, or get meals out of the way, and even kind of meal prep throughout the week. So I hope you guys enjoy it. Please let me know if you have any or enjoy these kinds of videos, and then I'll know so I can continue filming them. I'm sorry about the lighting behind me. It's kind of funky. There's so much sunlight coming into my kitchen that I have such a hard time finding the right lighting. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoy the video, and if you want to see what I eat in a day, then keep watching.
Alright guys, so I usually start my morning by letting the dogs outside and we take a walk around the yard. They kind of check things out, and then I usually walk over to my garden. I have a little herb and vegetable garden that I've been working on, so recently I had to clean it out, so I have to go and check on it every morning and just kind of see how it's doing and make sure there's no bugs attacking it. I love to spend my mornings in the backyard for a couple of hours or a couple of minutes really, because it's just so beautiful this time of year in the morning. So that's how we usually spend our first part of the morning. And then there's my little Leo. He's ready to eat his breakfast. Then I go into the kitchen. So I am making my breakfast now. This is a turkey sausage from Applegate Farms, and it is a paleo brand. For the most part, most of their sausages and different things are paleo. So they have really good ingredients, and then I usually cook it in ghee, which is that little container that I'm pointing at there. And I usually use cage-free eggs. I try to use as organic or as natural ingredients as possible. I'm also showing you here that I do have usually a piece of toast in the morning if I'm feeling nauseous, which this morning I was, and nausea has been creeping back a little bit on me, so a little piece of toast with my breakfast kind of helps me get it down. This is one, I put Smart Balance on it, and this is a toast from Trader Joe's. It's just the brown rice toast. It's actually not my favorite bread, but it's just what I had this morning. Now I'm just showing you how I make my eggs. So I throw 2 of those natural eggs into a pot with some, or into a pan with some ghee. I just scramble them up with a spatula or some sort of utensil and just kind of mix them up, and then I'll just let them sit and cook on their own. I try to do it on a low heat because I don't like to burn. I don't like real dry eggs. And then I make sure they're all cooked through. Now I'm showing you here that I usually kind of pat off the sausage that I make just to get some of the excess fat off, and then I'll make my plate once the sausage is ready and all the grease has been patted off. So this is the finished product of breakfast, just my piece of toast, some eggs, and then I drink tons of water. I drink actually 4 of those a day, so it's really tough. And now here I'm just showing you my prenatal vitamin. I love these. These are from Vitamin Code, the raw prenatal. They have been awesome since I switched to these from the gummies. I highly recommend if you're looking for a good prenatal. This here is actually a recipe of a muffin recipe. They're gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free. They just have a little bit of coconut flour in them. That's really the only nut type of ingredient that they have, but they are amazing. They have cacao in them and zucchini, and I actually tripled or quadrupled the amount of zucchini in this batch just to get those extra greens, because I'm struggling with getting enough greens. And I'm just showing you that I packaged one up for my husband and I was headed out. So this is just my snack. This is kind of like midday, heading out the door. I just needed something to hold me over until lunchtime. So this is where I'm actually prepping my dinner. So by this time it was a little bit before lunchtime. It was before I headed out on my next endeavor for the day. But I'm just taking this chicken and all of those ingredients that you just saw I have a full onion, some garlic, a whole head of garlic. I just clean it off. I don't even take the paper off of the garlic or the peel, whatever you call it. I just make sure that it's real nice and clean, especially the root. And then I take a couple of different types of dried chilies. And those dried chilies, I just put them in a pot with boiling water and just leave them there for just a few minutes just to get them softened up. And then I throw them in the blender that I'm showing you here in that Ninja blender, and then blend them up with a little bit of water or some chicken broth or bone broth, whatever it is that you have, with some salt, and then I just pour it on top of the chicken once it's done. So I'm putting some garlic salt on top of the chicken and all the veggies here, and I'm showing you here that I was going to put it on, but it was closed. It was a new garlic salt apparently. So once it's all blended up, it kind of looks like that, like kind of like a liquid type of consistency. And then I'll just pour it on top of the chicken. Super, super easy. And then it just cooks with all the vegetables and all the chicken. You'll see in a minute that I'll actually kind of mix it up as well. Like I'll kind of make sure that the chili is getting all over the chicken. This is also how I make barbacoa. So this is just kind of a chicken version of that. But I'm just going to mix it all up, make sure everything is getting coated and has some of that chili on it. And then sometimes I'll even add a little bit of water to this just to make sure the chicken breast doesn't dry out, because it can definitely happen since it's chicken breast. And then I'm putting some Mexican oregano. I use this Tampico brand just because it's hard to find Mexican oregano that's in a higher quality brand, just because usually it's Italian oregano and it tastes very different. So I pour some of that, and then I put 2 bay leaves, and then I just top it. You'll see in my finished product here in a second. Well, there's the finished product. So then I'll just put that on my crock pot. I'll leave it there on low, and it cooks for about six hours or so. I'd say 6 is probably the maximum you'd want to leave it there. Then you can shred it, and it's super delicious, super easy to shred. So now's lunchtime, and this day I was so tired. My allergies came back to attack me, and so I was just like, I cannot make lunch today. So I went to Chop Shop, which is a delicious, fresh, organic, allergy-aware restaurant, kind of like a quick type of restaurant in my area. They're actually all over the valley, and it is delicious. So this is basically just like a chopped salad. It has eggs, it has chicken, it has cucumbers, tons of tomatoes, tons of vegetables in there. And then it comes with a dressing. It comes in a second, you'll see. Here it is, the Thousand Island dressing. And I usually don't eat it with that. I usually just kind of toss the dressing that they give me, and I make my own dressing, or I'll put something that I have in the fridge. And I'm showing you, this baby belly is getting big. She's hungry. So this was kind of an indulgence for me. They actually at Chop Shop have these delicious muffins, and they're usually really expensive, so I never buy them. But this was in the day-old muffin tin, and it's gluten-free and dairy-free, and it actually was so delicious. But I can't make that a habit because too much sugar. Got to be careful. So I'm just checking on my chicken now. After lunch, just making sure everything's looking okay, and it was definitely cooking along. We still had quite a while on it, and as you can see, I don't clean my crock pot. That is the dirtiest crock pot I've ever seen, but hopefully that doesn't bother you guys. So dinner time. My day got really chaotic, and so this was at like 7 o'clock at night, and so by this time I started making some rice. I was going to make some burrito bowls, and something that I've been really loving. And then I had some leftover cornbread It's the Against All Grain recipe from Danielle Walker, and it's her cornbread, which doesn't have any corn or anything in it, but it is so delicious. I had some of that batter left over because I made some corn dogs the day before, and so I just put them in this little muffin tin, sprayed them with some coconut oil, and cooked them up, and we ate that on the side. And the chicken is all ready to go. It's all shredded, mixed up with all the chilies that's in there. I tossed out some of the bay leaves, and then I usually leave the onions in there, but of course toss the big head of garlic. Excuse me. It's mixing it all up, and then we're going to get ready to plate everything. So I also made this Pico De Gallo. It was super easy. It just has cilantro, tomatoes, some red onion, and a jalapeno, and then salt, and it's super, super good. And it just freshens up any recipe. I just love it so much. So I threw this on top. I also am showing you my dirty sink and my lettuce that I have ready to go. This is the finished product here. And Leo is ready to eat. He's feeling hungry also. And so is my girl Penny, my little one. So this is what dinner looks like. Just everything piled right on top of each other. Thank you guys so much for watching. See you next time.